Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new night point of view review. In front of us is the new Cupra Formentor VZ. This is the top performance version with power with 2.0 TSI, 310 horsepower, all-wheel drive, 7-speed automatic. So we're sitting on 19-inch alloys, winter tires, Continental, specific brand. And what I like about this car is the rear light signature. I like this gimmick. The car has a lot of character in the design. I'll talk all about this in my detailed review in the salon. Trunk space 420 liters, pretty good considering this is a compact SUV. So let's just jump inside without further talking. So I must say, this car really left a good impression over me. The interior is very nice, it's spacious. I'm 2 meters tall, 6.6. I have plenty of space on the front and the rear bench for my knees and for my head, especially on the back. I can straighten up. My hair is barely touching the ceiling. So inside, it is definitely premium feeling. Everything you touch is solid build. One thing, I'm always honest. So the Sport Paddle Plus, listen to this. They're kind of long and probably people are mostly touching it on the top. So the other one's solid, but this one's just like making this plasticky sound. Everything else is solid build, so no issues whatsoever. So let's start the car. I like this. You have blind spot warnings in the ambient lights. So engine on. Now before we start, I'm just gonna show you background lights. I'm gonna put it to my individual setup. Red on the top, blue on the bottom, and this white Dallas in the middle, so it's like Croatian flag. Driving profile, we're gonna stay in the comfort for now. Once we get to the highway, we're gonna go to Cupra, maybe even Sport. Probably gonna show you on the highway differences. Now also the consumption. So if we press here, you can see 6.5 is current. The driver or the salesperson that's driving this car told me his best was around 5.5. My best was 5.7, but it was fluctuating around 6 when I'm stationary, around 6.5. Long term set 10 or more. So let's start driving and just head off. I also wanted to test the speakers, so let me just see here. Also, the turning angle on this car is excellent, so for maneuvering on the parking lot is very easy. And the backing camera is pretty solid as well. Now, just wanted to test some music first for you. So I can play for too long. This car has a Beat Speakers audio system, so it's a pretty clear sound, deep. So, you know, always I would go, if the money's not an issue, I would upgrade the speaker system. So let's start talking about the driving. I'm gonna try not to touch this plus button. It becomes a little bit annoying when I hear this plasticky, squeaky sound. Okay, anyways, over here, I'm not sure if you can see this, where I'm pointing the finger. There was a rock hit the windshield, so that was before me. When someone had the car on the test, it was struck here by a rock from the bus tire. So that's if you're wondering, not sure if you can see it. Okay, so before we start driving, while we're waiting for the green light, I just want to say the interior is really, I like it. I like the fact that you have this short lever now for the automatic. There's no big one, and it's just nice and minimalist. It's solid made, quality build, lots of soft materials we're touching. I regret that there's no ambient lights on the back. It would look just a lot better, but those are some small details. But the car is really excellent. It is really comfortable. This sport seats have really big bolsters, but they're really comfortable. They have big cushions. They're really comfortable. And you have the lumbar support. I've spent maybe half a day in this car today and no pain whatsoever so far. I think I've covered most of the stuff. Now we have the green light or the arrow, and let's speed up. So let's start talking about the driving now. Well, as you can see, the car speeds up easily. Again, all-wheel drive, 310 horsepower, plenty of power. Now this car's top speed is 250 kilometers per hour. We can't test that because it's not legal in Croatia, only in Germany, but we can go to 150 on the highway, so we're gonna test that. And we're gonna test 0 to 100, which is whopping 4.9 seconds for a petrol car. That's pretty fast considering for this compact SUV. Now there's plenty of power. I've been testing the car on the highway. Easily speeds up to 150 even uphill, so it's a no problem even in the comfort mode, and in the sport mode it's even better. So now the suspension, considering we're on 19-inch alloys, so there's not too much tire, is pretty much comfortable. It's adaptive, so it evens out the little bumps. It's quite good, and the ride is comfort. But bigger potholes, you know, don't expect miracles. Like this was like solid, but I don't know, some manholes that are big, like this one. This is also solid, but sometimes there's, you know, stuff that just even the best suspension won't be able to handle. But overall comfort of the ride is excellent. I would say really comfortable, almost like French cars, I would say. Stability on the road, I will drive perfect. No problems in the handling. Even if you go rough into the bends in the corners, the car is just glued to the ground. I would say steering is kind of nice and light, but in the comfort, once you go to the sport, it's more resistance. It gives you more feedback, so it's more sporty, of course. Overview around the car is excellent. I like the fact, you know, you are just a little bit higher, not really high, like, I mean tall like in the SUV, but in this CUV or cross urban vehicle, you're a little bit higher. You have better overview around yourself. You have this nice big long hood, so you feel safe, and you have a good overview in the mirrors. The rear view, the mirror is kind of, or the window is kind of small, but still good view behind you for the traffic behind you. If you're parking, you have a good camera, and this screen is big and nice, 12-inch. The digital cockpit is 10-inch. So the digital cockpit, you have views here, so I'm going to show you while we're waiting for the traffic light. You have this classic, and then you have this that reminds me of the BMW system, and then you have this where you can see the lane in the middle. I'm going to show it to you on the highway. Then you have the map navigation in the middle if you want, and this sort of minimal, and this sport. On the side here, you can control what data you want. On the side, you can just turn it off altogether, or you can see like temperature here, since our average speed, and all the data, or like the lane. Maybe I'm gonna leave it on this. And for the right one, of course, you can also control it, and then you can here control the radio, stuff like that. But you can cycle through these, like navigation, route guidance. You can just remove both of those. I'm gonna leave it here on G-force. So it's kind of a sportish theme. Now, one little critic, perhaps, start stop. Since this is all digital, I don't mind the climate control, although I like the physical knobs. But you can use voice commands, and the volume and stuff you control usually through the steering wheel. So you don't even use the touchscreen commands as much as often. But one critic is that if you want to turn off this or turn off the start stop, you have to turn off the infotainment. Actually, you can turn it off. You can just have the clock, so you have this clock faces, classical or digital, and then you can click here to turn off the start stop. You can change driving modes or traction control, but you can't turn off the screen completely. It's not an option. Over here you can turn it on. You can also press the little button to mute the music, or you can just use the steering wheel button for the volume. Now, so car speeds up easily. Now, on this particular model, you have the driving mode on the steering wheel. There's two little buttons. So the Cupra logo is the, I'm gonna stay in this lane. The Cupra logo is the driving mode. Once you press it, it changes inside the infotainment. And you can also choose it here. If you press the car, you go to driver profile. So the comfort, the suspension is soft. You don't hear any, you just hear the regular sound. In sport, the suspension stiffens up, and in the Cupra as well. And in sport and Cupra, there's this fake engine sound that's amplified through the speakers. It sounds cool at first, but at some point I personally would like to have an option to turn it off. But yeah, and also the car, considering the power, sometimes has nice pop-ups when you rev it, but sometimes there's just nothing. And it's thanks to the new regulations for the environment, less noise, less pollution. So I think the performance cars are like even the entry ones are gonna be a rare thing. There's gonna be less of them, so now is the time to get one. Well, they're still making them, perhaps. So just a reminder. Now we're coming to a highway, and I'm just gonna take you to the highway. We're gonna do a little test so you can hear this. The noise, the soundproof in the car is excellent, I would say, like in the standard. So it's pretty solid. I'm gonna be a little bit quiet while I speed up. I'm gonna stay in the comfort, and then I'm gonna switch to the sport and show you a little bit of everything. I'm gonna push my lights to automatic long beam. For all the way. So it's really like no sweat, even in the comfort and going uphill. Now focus on the noise level around 100 kilometers per hour. Just gonna put the let me see here, this one. Okay, so cruise control 100 kilometers per hour. the asphalt is here a little bit rough, so it might be noisier, and we are on winter tires. So if we speed up to 130, so a little bit more wind noise considering the shape of the car. Now I'm gonna show you sport. I'm gonna just floor it. Now I accidentally pressed the Sport Paddle Plus, but once again, no problem speeding up. At 150 there's just a lot of wind noise, so there's really no sense driving at that speed. And now to show you the Cupra demonstrate, I'm gonna floor it. There's just a high kick. And you're easily over the speed limit. So back in comfort, there's a 100 speed limit here because of an overpass, but now to demonstrate a little bit of views here. Now if we change, I don't know if you notice how the light changes not to blind the other drivers. So this is interesting. Travel assist on, really like this. Now the lane assist is really good. It doesn't bounce you left and right in the lane, it keeps you in the middle, so that is excellent. So even if I go, you can see the lights just recognizes the truck and lowers the beam. Even if I go to the side, the car corrects me and it keeps me in the middle. It doesn't bounce you left and right, so that is really good. And now, well, after 10 seconds it's gonna say take over, but now I want to show you, well, we get into the bend. Now here's our exit. Now I'm just gonna, you know, give a turn signal saying I want to exit. Let's see what the car does. So I'm gonna lower my speed on the cruise to, let's say, 50, and the car recognizes there's a bend ahead and it suggests lowering to 55. So, and my cruise was on 60, so it's lowering my speed to 50 right now. So that's really impressive. So this assistance are really practical. I mean, you always have to have and pay attention, and you have to be ready to take over, but this safety systems are getting better and better every time. Every year I see new stuff in the cars, small improvements. This is like also a next level. Now with this system on, you have the cruise control, adaptive cruise control. So if you're in traffic and there's a car in front of you and it stops on a traffic light, this system will fully stop for you, and then if the car goes, you just press the reset and the car will start going as well. It won't stop by itself on the traffic light. I hope this will be available in the future. The cars will recognize traffic lights and then stop on the red and go on the green. So, and once again, it's pretty nice to have this. And now if I change my lane, you can see the car registers you are next to a curb, so that's also nice, and keeps you in the middle, so it's pretty practical. Speed limit is here 80, so I just press plus once and it adapts the speed. Now while I'm waiting on the traffic light, you can see that my consumption when I was trying to demonstrate the highway easily jumps to 7, almost 8 liters. And also over here you can play, if we press here, the distance, so it's kind of practical. Now it's kind of short because we're on a traffic light, but over here you can see it can increase it. That's pretty solid. I like the fact you have so many options on this digital cockpit. If you want, you can turn off these on the side, or you can have this also fully like minimal. You can remove both of these to have only black screen, but you can have like power, torque, and G-force. And it's pretty late at night, so I'm going to this remote road where we're gonna do a 0 to 100 test, which is 4.9 seconds. That should be fun. And we're gonna do a light test. We're gonna test this LED lights. Unfortunately, there's no matrix lights, but I think this LED lights should be pretty decent performance, so we're gonna check it out. So my beam is on automatic. You push it towards the screen, not pull it towards yourself. That's just flash someone. But if you pull it towards the screen, then, or you just push it, towards the screen, then it switches to automatic long beam. So you're gonna see here, there's the street lights. There's gonna be a gap when there's no street lights. There's gonna be street lights then, and we're gonna turn to the part where there's no street lights. So I'm gonna show it to you. It's nice, there's no one behind us. So I'm gonna switch to, you can see the long beam turned on. I'm gonna switch to this sport view. So on the Cupra VZ performance version, you have a start stop on the steering wheel, not on the side. I'm gonna stop here, no one behind us. So let's do this. So we're gonna do driving mode Cupra. You can see sport Cupra sign, or just to show it over here, driving profile Cupra. And traction control, I'm gonna put it to sport. So hold the brake, hold plus and minus, punch it, launch control active. Oh shit. And the brakes are also good. So the brakes are not too aggressive from the start, but they are good. So just switching back the traction control on. And that was fun. So definitely impressing. Launch control. Now over here we have no street lights, so as you can see, the long beam is pretty solid. I'm gonna stop here. So you can see this is the long beam. This is the short beam. This is if you flash, so you have to push it. You can see automatic. So there's like 3 settings. Now it's like a long beam, so you can see further away. Okay, so let's check the navigation system first. Change, let's see here. Navigate to. So that isn't supported in this country. How discriminating. Avenue. Why is space not in the middle? Well, this is not safe. Good thing I have a lane assist, so yeah, okay. So you don't have to type an exact address, but let's see the route guidance, and I can see that the route is not, or the map isn't updated because there's a tunnel here going under the roundabout. So, but you have point of interest, so it's cool to see those icons. So I can also switch the view. You can see it in the middle if I'm playing like music on something like that. So that's nice. So let's wrap it up. So impressions of the Cupra Formentor VZ performance car. I mean, I must say I personally love this car. It's spacious, it's good looking, good performing on the road. If you're not looking specifically for a performance version, I would get the Cupra even with the base 150 horsepower petrol or a diesel. Why not? Because it's such a good car. But the performance version, as mentioned, performance car are gonna be a thing of the past in next maybe 5, okay, not 5, but maybe 10-15 years. So there's a good chance you won't be you won't be able to get a performance car because of all that emissions and the environment. So now is a good time. So I think, overall, Cupra is a good value for money. Same as Skoda, I would say, in the Volkswagen group, and it has stepped up their game. The interior quality, the build quality of the car is pretty solid. It feels premium inside, and it performs well. Consumption for this car, we managed to get around, or I at least managed to get around, when I was gentle, around 6 liters. Now it's around 7-8. If you drive faster, that's what happens. So I can see I have a little navigation. So it's a very nice navigation system, and the screen is nice and big. So I would buy this car. I would consider it definitely. It's if you're looking for a compact SUV, this is a pretty solid car. And then if you're looking for a performance as well, ooh, nice 3D buildings. So I usually end up in a garage. Why? Because it looks like going from point A to point B. So yeah, AB. So that's just my regular audience knows that. This is for those of you who are new to the channel. If you like the content, make sure to subscribe, click the little bell to get notifications when I upload new videos, and select all so you can get an email. Now I'm gonna lower my window on purpose, leave it like that. So I want to show you here driving profile. When I switch to, let's say, Cupra, see, it projects this fake sound that you can't hear it outside, but it's only inside. Not a huge fan of that, honestly. And I'm just gonna park here. No, I left my window on purpose where it is. So let's see here. I'm gonna back up so you can see the camera. So the lights are off, but you can see here, and no one behind us. If I back up, you can see when I'm turning the steering, it's adjusting. So the camera is pretty solid. And now if I put it to park, well, the car switched off, but let me just turn that start stop. So I want to show you the pop-ups perhaps. So we're in a Cupra mode. Yep, so let's hear if you can hear some pop-ups. also, I don't know if you heard it, but there were some nice pop-ups. Once the car keeps running, you won't hear so many, but that's the fun of this car. So for all of you thinking of this car, and you already probably saw it, heard it, saw the reviews, just go for it. You know, if this is a car, if you set it in this car, if you test ride it and you feel that it's right for you, just go get it. You know, I really enjoyed the car on a test, and I would recommend it. So don't forget your phone, your keyless keys, and thank you for watching. I'm gonna see you in the next one. As always, stay safe on the road and at home. So I'm gonna end it up on the rear so you can see. Well, the gimmick went off, but once again, beautiful LEDs on the back, and then when you lock it, has a gimmick, but canceled it already, did it off. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.